Okay, so here we have it. This is the Lithuanian. This is variant number 2 MRE ration pack. This is an individual ration pack, so it's not like a 24-hour. I do have the tripod between my legs, so if I do knock it at all, apologies for that. I am filming outdoors, so I'm a bit limited for not space, but limited for seating position and all that kind of stuff. Let's get into it. Similar plastic to the Polish one, but the Polish one seems a bit like more matte. Not stronger, they're definitely the same strength. But this one's a bit like more slippery, glossy on the outside. Okay, so first out the bag, that's obviously the chocolate bar, I'm assuming. It's pretty cool that they got it in camo there. Yeah, so chocolate, there's 2 chocolate bars in here. I promised my kids I'd bring one of them home. So yeah, there's 2 pieces in there. I'm quite looking forward to this. I'm quite a fan of chocolate, really. Okay, so what is this? It's quite solid. I'm wondering if this is honey. It's pretty solid. Could be the honey. I haven't actually watched any MRE reviews from Lithuania, or I did, but I just didn't really pay much attention to every single thing. And plus, obviously, every MRE has a different package. So one would have honey, and then another one would have a jam of some sort. Sugar. Okay, instant coffee. I'm assuming that's one serving there, 2 grams. 2 grams instant coffee, 1 12-gram sack of sugar, orange flavored vitamin C instant drink without sweetener. So there is a bit of English on this one. 30 grams. Okay, so here's the list of what's all inside this this package. So ration food packet component unit number 2. There is actually English in here. Okay, so stewed beef with groats and sauce. So maybe that's the one that I bought. There I was thinking that I actually had stewed chicken and vegetables. Then there's the special crackers, which is the same as the one that you get with the Polish MRE. Hazelnuts, pack of hazelnuts, natural honey. That could be that one. Instant drink, that's it over there. Vitamin C, chocolates, instant coffee, sugar, moisturizing tissue, matches, moisture-free fuel. So those are those fuel tablet things. Canned food heater, a tray for food heating, strap for package tightening, and plastic spoon. That's everything on this menu over here, this little list. This must be the main course. And there's the flameless heater. You know what, I think I'll use this today. So on my last MRE for review, which was my first one, the Polish one, I actually kept the flameless heater. But let me try this out today. I'll do it for the first time. Let me give it a shot. There's no English on that, which is absolutely fine. Nothing wrong with that. I'm eating an MRE from someone else's country. If you really want to know what's in here before you eat it, check it online, you know, do a bit of research. That's the folding little tray kind of thing, like a little miniature cooker to hold the fuel tablets on while you cook your food. That's the hazelnuts. Almond Biscuits. These are 4 in 1 pack, whereas in the Polish one they divide it into 2, so 2-2. We break your teeth. And that's that. Okay, so a small little Ziploc bag. Got your spoon, as mentioned. Just put that to the side. So you got 3 moistureless fuel tablets. I'm going to see if I can strike these with a ferrocerium rod. See if I can light them with that. They're quite solid. I do have a lighter just in case, but I'll see if I can get that lit. Got a zip tie. I'm assuming if you were to be consuming something and you don't get your full way through it, you can use a zip tie to keep it closed, especially things like this. Maybe you can roll it down, tighten it up, and then use the zip tie to tighten it really tight so your main meal doesn't really spill out. Oh yeah, there's a box of matches in here, so I won't need to use my lighter. It's pretty cool. Quite a few in there, more than you need for one meal, but hey, I guess they smoke a lot of cigarettes, eh? So Eastern Europeans, they love the cigarettes. And then a little wet hand towel. Okay, so the Flameless fuel heater has pretty good instructions. It's written on there, and then it has the measurements of how far you have to fill the water. And they do say there that the efficiency of it would decrease or increase depending how much water you add. So they're saying 60 ml, and pretty much they're giving you a little line here to fill it up to. And then of course you'll slide the food in. You'll try to put the food around the area where the heating pad is. Roll over the top a bit, put it back into the cardboard box which I have up there above the frame, and then just let it sit for like 12 minutes. For health reasons, I'd usually prefer to avoid cooking it in a bag which is probably made partially from aluminium, but on this one occasion I'll do it because I'm just curious to see how these things work really. So let's give it a go. Okay, so you can take the heating pad out, throw the water in. Oh, look here, you actually have one of these removable things, label things, so when you fold it down you're able to actually seal it a bit with this arrow. Apologies for any aircraft flying over. I'm still quite close to the city. It's about there, put a little bit more. Yeah, cool. Okay, now you just got to get it soaked. Make sure that the water and the heating pads are at the bottom. Yeah, there's a bit of warmth in there now. They're recommending you throw it back into the box. I can feel expanding big time right now, and the heat as well. Big time, look at that. There we go. And it just says be careful of burning. I'm a little bit hungry right now. I didn't actually have breakfast this morning. I'm going to try out one of these almond biscuits with some honey. Eastern European honey is extremely high quality. It's like what honey used to actually be like, or in other words, let me rephrase it. It's what honey is supposed to be like. So there's caraway seeds in this bar, and if you can see it, sorry, in these crackers. Goes very well with honey. Wow. I now wish I did this with the last one, because my Polish MRE, I also had honey and these crackers as well, so yeah, that's very nice. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to have the coffee while I'm waiting for the, you need to wait 12-15 minutes for the food to cook up in the flameless heater. So what I'm going to do is, the distance between the fuel tablets and where my pot's going to be is quite high. So I'm going to put the fuel tablets in, get them lit, put some sticks on there, and do like a bit of a proper fire going on in there. Quite a decent price. This was £7.49 pence, I think, with delivery. It's a really small one. This is great for just going out for day trips, but I'd say get the bigger one, which I have as well. It's the exact same design, just bigger, and it has a hob cross grill thing that you can use to just more stable for your pots. So I think next up we get the coffee going and dig into the hazelnuts. I will add sugar as well. Like I was saying earlier, I prefer a creamy kind of milky coffee, but I'll try it out first as is. Terpi kava is instant coffee. Okay, so it's extremely powdery, which is very, very similar to South African branded coffee. In South Africa, I never actually knew this before. I know the brands of coffee that we used to have there, but I never actually knew that we throw chicory in our coffee as well. So our coffee brands are Koffie Huis, which translated from African Dutch is Coffee House, and the other one is, what's the other one? Coffee Haze and Frisco, and both of those are a blend of coffee and chicory powder, or root chicory I think it is. Smells nice. Bit of sugar. I don't have a lot of coffee sugar with my coffee, but it's 12 grams. I'll have like what's equivalent to about a teaspoon. So while that cools down a bit, dig into these guys. I was looking on the nutritional information, and there is salt in here, so 0.03 grams of salt. I don't know if that's the natural salt that comes out of the hazelnuts, or if they've added some in just for the flavoring. They're not too dry, which is quite nice, because sometimes when you buy hazels in the stores, the natural oils have left them, you know. I don't know if it's processing so that maybe they are a bit more dry and last longer on the shelf, I don't know, but these are quite nice. They go down pretty well. That's cool. That's quality honey right there. So getting ready to have the main course soon. I probably should have used this before I started digging into the finger food, but anyway. Wow, super lemony smell from this distance. High quality tissue. That's a big one as well. That's very nice. So let's take a quick look at their little miniature temporary disposable cooking tray, what they call it. So basically, legs, sides, you could call these maybe windbreakers. Just bend the two down. This actually would have been strong enough to hold up the pot, I think. Don't know why I didn't try it first. Too excited to use my little wood stove, I guess. Yep, that would have worked. The coffee's pretty good. I don't think it's very strong. If you're a person who loves your strong coffee, then I don't think it's strong enough for you. So it's actually very similar to how we have our coffee in South Africa, really. So there has been comments before when people have tried out the South African National Defence Force MRE, and they've said that the coffee is pretty weak. You get 2 coffees in there, so you're able to actually, but I think that's a 24-hour ration, to be honest with you. Is it 24-hour? I can't remember now, but you get 2 coffee sachets in there, so if you prefer a stronger coffee, then you throw 2 in there, I guess. But to me, this is fine. I like weak coffee anyway, and I like to be able to choose how strong I want my coffee. So I don't like going to a coffee shop and ordering coffee, because it's never as good as I want it to be. I find that satisfying. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm sure if you're a soldier in a battlefield, I'm sure that'll do, you know. So the food heater worked really well. It's nice and warm now. This is the kind of temperature where if you don't get eating it right now, you're going to be quite disappointed. I don't like my food ultra hot, but this has really warmed it up really nicely, and it's nice to feel it, you know. We're in spring at the moment, but we're having still very cold mornings and cold nights. I did a wild camp session in this exact location 3 nights ago, 4 nights ago actually, and I had a very good time, but it was extremely cold. I was really cold. That's nice and warm. Yeah, radiating good heat there. We'll open this up and get cracking on the main. So there's no perforated sides for you to be able to tear it open very easily. So you'll have to get our knife out. So much nicer doing it in the wilderness. Or outdoors, I mean. Aha, so what I recommend with regards to the Panzer Waffles, this is what I discovered last time when I did my Polish Army MRE review where I had the Hungarian goulash. I recommend you break these up into as many tiny pieces as possible and throw them into your main and mix them in, and even within the first 10-20 seconds it's already easier to eat them, but I'd say break it in, maybe eat half this meal and then break in one cracker and put it inside there, and let it sit for a bit. Just bulk up the meal a bit and make your teeth happy. That's nice. The beef kind of reminds me of the quality of like corned beef or something of that sort. But it's just a very nice mixture. The flavoring is not really something that I've eaten stews that taste like this ever before, but I'm actually quite happy to taste something different. So for me this is a quality meal, really it is. Maybe not as tasty as the Polish one, but I haven't tried the entire menu, all menus of the Polish one. I also haven't tried. This is my first Lithuanian, that was my first Polish, so looks like there's carrot in there. There's grains, look a bit like barley, but I don't think they are. They could be. And this main seems smaller than the Polish one. 240 grams. Wait. 240 grams of, let's say, vegetables and 100 grams of meat. I'm not entirely sure. Got a big chunk of meat in there. All of that is like a big meatball. Well, I would prefer to break it up, but let me try it as it is, really. That looks like barley over there. Don't know if you can see it very well. Okay, so I'm way more than halfway through. I'm going to crack this guy in there, break it up, throw it in there, let it get a bit of moisture absorbed into it, and then carry on. So we've got the last two items on the list. We've got the vitamin C drink, orange flavored vitamin C instant drink without sweeteners. And we've got the chocolate bars. Since I still have my coffee, I'm going to wait a little bit for the vitamin C drink, but I may as well get into chocolate bar right now. And like I said earlier, I've got to keep half of this for my kids. Oh yeah, nice and melted. It's alright. Looks like quality stuff. You can kind of see when chocolate melts, you can kind of see when it's low quality chocolate. Leaning much more towards a dark chocolate than it does a typical milk chocolate, like westernized milk chocolate. It's really nice. I like my chocolate, but this isn't too sweet, and I actually really appreciate that. I guess in the battlefield, you know, got to take care of your health as well, so you can't be having your teeth having problems while you're in them deployed out somewhere, you know. Okay, so on to the orange flavored vitamin C drink. The expiry date on this particular item is 5th of March 2020, and then the whole pack, on the front of the pack, it says basically the 30th of January 2020, and everything I've looked at has got somewhere in 2020, and this is the longest surviving item, in other words. Coffee was good, I still enjoyed it. I didn't drink the whole thing. Don't know I had this coming up. I've poured just over half, and from here behind the camera I can smell the orange aroma coming from it pretty good. It's nice, it's not too sweet. I could see a few sugar crystals at the bottom, haven't dissolved yet. Well, I'll throw the rest in there now. Current capacity 200 ml, which is somewhere just under, like halfway under 8 ounces according to this container. So notably quite sweeter. I think most people would like the flavor of that as it is right now. Now you won't be able to see that, but I crushed one of the Panzer Waffles, one of the crackers, into there. Crushed it into about 8 to 10 pieces, and I threw it into the remaining of the main meal. Let's see how it goes. Usually it softens them up pretty good. It's a little tip that I have for you. Yeah. Bulks up the meal as well. Makes it a, not saying more interesting, but you know, I still recommend trying the meal out first. Eat maybe half of it and then throw 1 or 2 of them in there. Alrighty, so in conclusion, I quite enjoyed that. The chocolate bars are quite a nice touch. Good on you, Lithuanians. The hazelnuts was a nice natural touch, so good thing as well. Enjoyed the main. Liked that there was coffee there. Would have been nice if there was a creamer of some sort or powdered milk, but you know, everybody's different. Orange drink was pretty cool. It was alright. Overall, when I compare this, let's say, with the last MRE that I had, which was the Polish Army one, I'm not as full, considering I think that this is an individual ration and the other one is also an individual ration. Yeah, just I'm not as full, but you know, I also didn't have breakfast this morning and stuff, so it's hard to say. With that one, with the Polish one, I was like, it was quite a lot of food, to be honest with you, and because I was also very pressed for time, it felt a bit too much. But I did enjoy it and I filled myself up. So, I mean, having said that, I haven't eaten all the hazelnuts. I'm going to leave some for my kids, and as well as the other half of the chocolate bar. All in all, very cool, very enjoyable, and I would definitely be trying out a few other items on the menu in the future.